your finger on the trigger, but your trigger finger's mine.
$1 golden flame, dirty water, poison rain, perfect murder, take your aim. I don't belong to anyone, but everybody knows my name. By the way, you've been uninvited, 'cause all you say are all the same things I did. Copycat, tryna cut my manner. Watch your back when you can't watch mine. Copycat, tryna cut my glamour. Why so sad, but you can't have mine. Call me calloused, call me cold. You're italic, I'm in bold. Call me cocky, watch your tone. You better love me, 'cause you're just a clown. By the way, you've been uninvited, 'cause all you say are all the same things I did. Copycat, tryna cut my manner. Watch your back when you can't watch mine. Copycat, tryna cut my glamour. That's so sad, but you can't have mine. Mine. I would hate to see you go. Hate to be the one that told you so. You just crossed the line. You ran out of time. I'm so sorry, now you know. Sorry, I'm the one that told you so. Sorry, sorry, I'm sorry, sorry. Psych. By the way, you've been uninvited, 'cause all you say are all the same things I did. Copycat, tryna cut my manner. Watch your back when you can't watch mine. Copycat, tryna cut my glamour. That's so sad, but you can't have mine. Ba-da-da-da.
We are back. We are back. Well, I'm not in the middle of the screen. Whoops. Whoopsie. Yeah. We're back. We're back. Unfortunately, for one last time this season, and even more unfortunately, for one last time under Pep Guardiola, we are back for a Manchester City Premier League watch-along in the season of what? 25-26? Final game of the season at the Etihad against Aston Villa. Final game under Pep Guardiola. And, you know, I was thinking, do I give this season's home kit a good run out today? Obviously, last game of the season, but I thought it was only right that I went for the 16-17 home kit. Obviously, the first kit with the new badge and the first kit we played in under Pep Guardiola. And would you believe it, right? Would you believe it? I was 13 years old when I bought this shirt. 13 years old when I bought this shirt when Pep Guardiola first came to Manchester City. 13. And obviously, if you do the maths, add 10 to that, I'm 23 now. You know, it's mad. It really is mad to think that Pep Guardiola has been at Manchester City that long, right? It is crazy. Obviously, taken over from Manuel Pellegrini, another Premier League winning coach. Not the best coach. I was never really a huge Pellegrini fan, if I'm totally honest. But yeah, today, very, very emotional day. But it's not just Pep Guardiola that we are saying goodbye to today, of course. We will be saying goodbye to John Stones, Big John Stones, Bernardo Silva, our captain, and potentially a few others in the squad. You know, potentially a few others. Is Trafford going to be here next season? Who knows? Is Diaz going to be here next season? Who knows? Is Ake going to be here next season? Probably not. Is Nico G going to be here next season? You know, there's a lot of what ifs in this team. You know, you look at the lineup that he's put out today. Obviously, Trafford in goal, Rico Lewis at right back, John Stones and Ruben Diaz at centre back for one last time, man. Never ever forget what they did for us in the 2020-21 season. Ake at left back, big up Nathan Ake, really, really strong servant of the club. Nico G, Bernardo Silva and Vinders in the midfield, and Semenyo, Foden and Savinho in the front three. How many people from Pep's final game are going to be here next season? How many people? It is crazy, man. It's crazy. End of an era, man. End of an era. Let me just pull something up quickly, right? So, oh my days, my laptop's just completely froze. Isn't it mad? Isn't it mad, right? That in his first game against Sunderland in the obviously 16-17 season, right? Caballero started in goal. Bakary Sagna at right back. Kolarov and John Stones, along with Gael Clichy, completed the back line. So John Stones played Pep Guardiola's first game and his last game at Manchester City. He's been here the full 10 years, and of course it's going to be John Stones' last game for the club as well. Fernandinho, Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva in the midfield, and Aguero, Nolito and Raheem Sterling in the front line. Obviously only one of those players at the club today, and it's also his final game, man. So it's crazy, man. It's going to be an emotional day. Like, it's going to be quite sad. You know, you might see a grown man cry on stream, and if you do, I think you should just like mind your business. You know what I mean? Like, just go on with your day. You know, but it's gonna be sad, man. It's gonna be sad. Like, you know, like I said, I was 13 when Pep joined the club. Like, you know, that's like a good chunk of my life where I've watched City, and it's been Guardiola as our manager. And to think that after today, you know, it's not gonna be him. Of course, our manager is gonna be bold and basically Pep. But it's not going to be the same, man. It's not going to be the same. As much as I am very, very, very upset for it to be the end of an era today, I'm very, very excited for what comes after this. So, yeah, one last time under Pep. It's gonna be an interesting one. Obviously, today's not the big one. Today, our game is not the big game, right? The big game today is, of course, happening in London. No, I don't mean Arsenal lifting the Premier League trophy at Selhurst Park. I mean Everton versus Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, along with West Ham playing Leeds. I do believe West Ham are away. They should be away. With how the schedule works, West Ham should. Okay, no, West Ham are at home as well. So, yeah, I'm glad I don't live in London, man. I'm actually glad I don't live in London. Like, there's too much going on in London today, man. The Met Police are stressed. Obviously, you had League One playoffs today. You got West Ham playing at home. You got Spurs playing at home. You've got Palace playing Arsenal, who are going to lift the Premier League trophy in London. Two London-based teams. You've got Fulham playing at home as well. Obviously, Chelsea are playing away. Bro, it's mad. Bro, it's mad. You obviously got Brentford and Chelsea, like I said, playing away. But the rest, bro, they're all at home. Obviously, apart from Arsenal, but they're in London anyway. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, man. Good morning. It's well, I say good morning. It's morning for you. It's what? I'm gonna go 20 to 4 for me right now. But yeah, it's an emotional day. Emotional day. But obviously, as much as, you know, I want to say the main event is this City game and Pep's goodbye and John Stones' goodbye and Bernardo Silva's goodbye. My focus, like, I'm gonna keep checking the scores of that West Ham game and that Everton game, because I need Spurs out of this league, man. Respect to all Spurs fans, yeah. But I need you out of the league. I need you out of the league. Like, you know, Spurs get relegated. Man City get an extra 6 points in the season. Just what is it? My mind just went blank. Yeah, no. Spurs get relegated, and City get an extra 6 points in the Premier League season every year because, Spurs, of course, are our arch nemesis in the Premier League, man. They're our kryptonite every single time, bro. Every single time. I mean, we were 2-0 up against them this season, and we drew 2-2, which probably ended up with us bottling the league. So it's gonna be interesting, and I do hope they go down. No disrespect to Spurs, but I hope they go down because it makes our life a little bit easier next season. But and as much as it would be cool to see obviously Millwall and West Ham play each other in the Championship next season, right? And as much as West Ham's team is absolutely dross and terrible, right? And any other season with the team that they have and the performances they've been putting in, I would be like, yeah, West Ham deserve to go down. But when they're up against Tottenham in the relegation battle, of course you've got to back them to stay up, man. You have to back them to stay up because just seeing a top 6 team get relegated is just mad. Do you know? It's just mad. It's crazy to think that a team that's considered one of the biggest teams in England, right? In the modern age, a team that won the Europa League last season could be slumming it in the Championship. I mean, either way, a team that's won a European trophy within the last 3 years is going to be playing in the Championship next season, right? A team that have a state-of-the-art stadium, right? For better or for worse, because obviously I think Tottenham Hotspur stadiums are actually quite nice. Less said about the London Stadium, the better in a footballing sort of scenario and context, right? You're going to have European winners, right? And huge state-of-the-art stadiums that probably won't sell out in the Championship next season, which is crazy to think about. But which one is it going to be? Which one is it going to be, man? Like, hopefully it's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, man. They need to go down. As much as, like, personally, we talk about Colwell at centre back. I don't know. If we talk about Colwell, I've never really watched too much of Levi Colwell, if I'm totally honest. Of course, there's going to be a lot of strong Chelsea links with Maresca coming in. I think obviously Enzo Fernandez is obviously already being heavily linked to City. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of Enzo Fernandez. I think he's a good player. I think he's decent. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's world class. I don't think he sets the world alight. But he's a decent player, and with the fact that we're going to need a big midfield refresh, I wouldn't be opposed to signing Enzo Fernandez for like half of what Chelsea signed him for, if I'm honest. I don't think he's a £100 million player, and I don't think if Chelsea are going to sign him or he's going to force his way out of Chelsea are going to get anywhere near the £100 million that they paid for him back. But I think probably out of the players that play for Chelsea right now that I would take at City, probably Reece James, but he's obviously not going to leave. Like he's boyhood Chelsea fan. Obviously he's not going to leave. He's their captain. Cucurella maybe, but again we've got O'Reilly, we've got Aït-Nouri. Like that's not too big of a deal. It'd probably be James is the only one I look at, and I think he would definitely improve our team. But I just don't think he sort of obviously he wouldn't leave Chelsea, and obviously his injuries are a bit of a concern. And do I want Elliot instead of Enzo? I don't know, because again I'm not completely sold on Elliot Anderson either. Like if I had to choose one, I'd choose Wharton. Obviously he's not in the two that you named, but I'd choose Wharton over both Enzo and Anderson. But if I had to pick one of the two out of Anderson and Elliot, I probably would out of Anderson and Elliot, they're the same blooming player. I mean, if I had to choose between Anderson and Enzo, I probably would choose Enzo. Only because I think he'd be a bit cheaper. I feel like the issue with signing either Wharton or Anderson is you're just paying an extreme amount of money, and that sort of money is very, very difficult to recoup, especially in a midfielder. Like they have to be doing like crazy things on the pitch to even like justify that amount of money. Like even Declan Rice, like when I look at Declan Rice, of course he's been excellent for Arsenal and he's helped them finally win the Premier League, but like, do I think he's a £100 million player? No, because I don't value, like when I look at players that do the things that Rice does and the things that Rodri does and the things that Anderson and Enzo would do. I just don't see that as like something you can like spend £100 million on, because when I think of an £100 million player, I think of an attacker that's going to win you games with just his sheer amount of goals, right? Because goals is something you can quantify, and it's something that is shown sort of like a return on investment. But when you're watching like a midfielder play, even if they're dictating the game, they're breaking up the play, they're just completely bossing the midfield. Like that's something that's like kind of up to interpretation. So it's like, you know, it's not something you can just look at and be like, that's 100% a £100 million player when you're watching a midfielder just play, because you can't dictate every single game. You can't boss the midfield every single game. Whereas goals, you know, it's one of those. But that's just my personal sort of opinion on it. You want Livramento to join City as a backup to Nunes, also since Rodri is an agent. Do you think he's a double? Who do you think with him in a double pivot? The midfield thing is very interesting because I've not really looked at a lot of the midfield options, because there's nobody that I'm 100% sold on that I think is the real deal for the amount of money they're going to be charged for. So the midfield is something that I'm probably going to have to spend a bit more time looking into, if I'm honest. But I would like to see Rico Lewis get more minutes in the midfield, if I'm honest, under Enzo. I think Lewis has what it takes to be a good number 8. I think he just needs to be given the sort of the time to play in there, you know, the experience to play in there. And when we're going to be transitioning into a new manager, I think that's the perfect time to try that. Livramento wouldn't join as a backup though. I think Livramento's too good to be a backup, right? But I also don't think he's better than Nunes. I think his injury record is a bit of a cause for concern. He's somebody at the start of the season I was very, very interested in, right? And I was sort of had my eye on him, someone that I wanted City to sign. But he just hasn't really impressed me this season. But I don't know if that's just because that none of the Newcastle players have really impressed me, other than Lewis Hall, who I think's been probably their only good player when I watch them play consistently. So I don't know if that's just because Eddie Howe's is doing some crazy stuff over at Newcastle at the moment, and some of those players aren't being given the time and sort of what they need to shine at the club, or if it's just because he's not that good. You know, Livramento is someone that I've always been kind of on the fence about when it comes to joining City, potentially signing for City, because I don't think he's very hit and miss, obviously his performances and his injuries, and I don't think he's sort of player that would be happy to be a backup, especially when, you know, he would want to be England's number 1 right back. So again, a backup right back is again quite difficult for me to sort of identify as well, because a lot of the names get thrown around would be people that would start the games, and I think it'd be very harsh to make Nunes a backup after the season that he's had this season and the end of the season that he had last season. I think if we were talking last season, at the start of last season, about signing a right back, I think it would be very, very fair to just go out for someone that's going to start every game. But now, when we look at the form Nunes has been in over the last 2 seasons, I think it'd be very, very unfair to bring in somebody to outright replace him, not somebody that's going to compete for the spot. So, again, with right back and midfield, they're 2 sort of positions where I don't really have anybody in mind, other than I would throw all the money we have at Adam Wharton, but I don't have anybody in mind to also join in the midfield. Like apart from him, obviously he'd be the marquee signing, but you need at least 2 more midfielders, I think, with the current sort of situation our midfield's in, and also with the rumours of Rodri and maybe even Nico G not being at the club next season. There's, you know, there's a lot to think about in that regard. But, you know, it is an interesting one. And I guess we'll see. We'll just see how it unfolds over the next few months. Personally, I would love to see Elliot and Enzo, and honestly, a new right winger, Savinho, not cutting the mustard, and Levy is perfect. John Stones replacement, I think it's perfect. Again, I'm not completely sold on Levi Colwill. I've always heard good things, but I've never watched enough of him, like, where I've seen and been like, yeah, you're somebody I'd want to see. But again, that's just based on the sheer sample size of I've not watched enough of him play. Savinho, again, I think we give Savinho 1 more season, because I mean, Doku only really became the player he is now at the start of this season, which was his 3rd season. We give Savinho 1 more season to try bump up his his market value again. If he doesn't do it this season under Maresca, then I just don't think that he's gonna be a City sort of City level player. And I think signing a new right winger after we've already signed Semenyo in January, I don't think that's a position we need to be throwing money at right now when there are other positions on the pitch that we probably need to highlight first, i.e. backup right back, maybe one or two midfielders, and depending on what goes on with Omar Mamouche, maybe a backup number 9 as well. But again, it all depends on what Maresca wants, because obviously, I mean, it's not even confirmed that Maresca's going to be our coach, but it basically is confirmed that Maresca's going to be our coach. It depends what he wants to do. It depends what his vision is with the squad. So I just think, talking about signings now and talking about what the squad needs now, I think it is kind of irrelevant because we don't know the idea and the vision for the squad going forward next season. So I think once we've got Maresca in the door, I think is when we can start then looking at what the squad needs and where we need to go. But yeah, no, like, but then again, I've never been really one for sort of highlighting transfers and going out and looking at players and thinking this person would be great in a City shirt, because my talent ID isn't even that great. Like, you know, there'll be players that I'll go out and watch and I take the time to watch, and I'll tip them for a big move, and then they get their big move and they're absolutely awful. So I just I try to stay out of all the transfer malarkey and all the scout reports and stuff, because it's just an easy way for me to make myself look like a bellend, if I'm being totally honest. What's going on here? What is this? There we go. Finally. You want Tajani to leave because he's in his prime of his career and not getting minutes at all, and we have many centre-backs, I think. Yeah, Ake, well, I mean, Akanji's gone. I think Inter are definitely going to be, activating his buy clause if they haven't already. Obviously, Ake, again, I think goes as well. It's the same sort of thing with John Stones. Very, very good player. Just unfortunately can't keep fit long enough in his last 2 seasons. So yeah, it's a sad sort of state of affairs for those two. But obviously we do have Victor Reis out on loan at Girona, obviously unfortunately been relegated. He'll be coming back, and I do think he'll play a big part in replacing John Stones at City. It just kind of depends on whether we're going to be keeping Diaz as well, and maybe even apparently Josko Vardio is looking to leave and go to Real Madrid. So it kind of depends on what players want to be at City post Pep. It depends really, because some of these players might decide I was only here to play under Pep Guardiola, which is completely fair. So it kind of just depends on who wants to leave, because obviously we've got the players we know are leaving, we've got the players that we're like 90% are leaving, but there could be some players that surprise us that just don't want to be at the club anymore because they're not being managed by Pep Guardiola, because, you know, that's completely fair. Like, if you're being offered to play for a team that you particularly don't want to play for, but they've got the best manager in the world, of course you're going to just take the gamble just to be able to learn under Pep Guardiola. So it's one of those things. So it's going to be an interesting transfer window for sure. Do I think we're going to make any groundbreaking moves that are going to completely change the team and elevate us up a level? No. But it's going to be interesting. You think they should trust the young lads more, like Lane, or maybe... Well, the thing is, right, if we're going into next season keeping the centre-backs we have now, we've got Diaz, Guehi, and Vardio, who are proven centre-backs, right? Proven many years at the top level under their belt. And then you've got Kusanov, who's edging towards that. You know, he's not completely inexperienced, but, you know, he's not fully established. And then you've obviously going to have Victor Reis and Elaine in there as well, who are a young centre-back. So I think we'll have a good mix. Things are looking a lot better, obviously, since we signed Guehi, because obviously with the 2 experience of Stones and Ake obviously going out the door, and obviously not being really readily available this season, which is crazy. I think today's one of the first times in ages we've seen them both play at the same time. So I think we've got a good mix at centre-back between proven players that aren't going to get much better and young players that are sort of got a long way to go and could become the best in the world. And then you've got players like Vardio who is proven, but he's also young and can go on leaps and bounds. So it's going to be interesting. And again, it's all about who wants to say. Rodri could go, Vardiol could go, and then we've got a complete different sort of approach to the transfer market because we're losing two absolutely huge figureheads in the team, which are like borderline irreplaceable because of their skill set. Oh, Bernardo's crying, man. That's actually really sad. That's actually sad. And we all know I'm not Bernardo's biggest fan, like, all the time, but that's actually really sad to watch him cry. What is that goalkeeper kit? We have gone mental. What is James Trafford wearing? We need to have a conversation about what James Trafford's wearing. What is that? Now we need to start a dialogue about what James Trafford's wearing right now, because that's not pleasant on the eye. That is not pleasant on the eye. What am I seeing? Damn, this game means nothing, but like it in like a footballing sense for either team, but this is a very, very emotional game, man. I prefer a ball playing keeper. I prefer a ball playing keeper, but only to a certain extent. Like Edison went a bit mad at the end, right? Like what we saw from Edison in his last season and a half, he went a bit crazy, he went a bit mental. But seeing how limited, as much as I think Donnarumma's a great shot stopper, seeing how limited he is with the ball at his feet it's just such a headache. It's such a headache. So I guess I'm kind of in the middle, but I'd lean towards somebody that's better with the ball at their feet. Like if I had to choose, which I would prefer my goalkeeper to be better at shot stopping or the ball at his feet, I would say ball at his feet. But it can't be too one sided. Like we've got Edison and we've got Donnarumma, and I think James Trafford's obviously in the middle, and that's the kind of skill set you want. Not someone that's like a world-class shot stopper but can't play with the ball at his feet and can't do anything off his line. And then you've got Edison, who's really good off his line, really good with the ball at his feet, but when he's on his line and having to face shots, he's not great. So like I'd say Trafford's above average at both of those. Like he's not like Edison with the ball at his feet, but he's not Donnarumma with the ball at his feet. He's more like Ortega with the ball at his feet, but at the same time he's not Donnarumma level of shot stopping where he's like an elite shot stopper, but he's also not Edison level of shot stopping where he's an absolute hologram. So that's why I prefer James Trafford. And obviously it took me a while to come to this conclusion. Obviously I was a huge Donnarumma fan at the start of the season, but obviously my opinion kind of swayed sort of midway through the season with some of the antics I was watching from Gianluigi in net for us. Come on, City. Pep, 2 bottles of water in hand, coming out late as per usual. Looking extra bold today. You can tell he's freshly shaved that head. Man City Youth Academy is honestly top 5 in the world. They produce. I mean, yes, at the moment City have one of the best academies in the world, and probably the best in the country. Because of I mean, we won the FA Youth Cup. We've got players that have graduated academy all across the Premier League. You've got Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers, Liam Delap. You've obviously got Tossian playing for Chelsea as well. You know, we've got James Trafford, Foden, O'Reilly, Lewis, Jadon Sancho. You know, to name a few. We've got all of these players. Obviously, we've got players like Douglas Luiz, again playing for Villa today, someone that was developed heavily by City. You know, we have, again, the same way the team has and the whole club have come a long way since Guardiola came in, and since obviously this kit was released, since this since this badge was unveiled. Like, you know, the club's come a long way, and it's whether we can keep that upward trajectory after the great Pep Guardiola leaves, which is it's going to be interesting again. It's going to be very, very interesting. But you know, we're on the verge of kickoff now, and are the boys up for it? Is the question. Are the boys up for it? Actually, I think I'm gonna put my headphones on actually to listen to the audio of the game. I think potentially, I don't know. I might take them off if my head gets too hot and the commentary's dross, but I might just for this game, for the one and only time listen to. Oh wait, actually, I've got a brilliant idea, which is actually way better than what I'm doing right now. Where's my AirPods? Am I going crazy? We are about to get underway though, so let's get the match timer ready. Come on, City. Oh, you know, I can't be bothered to get up on there. I can't be bothered to wear those either, if I'm honest. But yeah, we're underway at the Etihad. City have the ball. I think it's going to be a very calm and composed day today. I'm not even 100% sure if we're going to win. I do have money on City winning, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it's, again, it would be nice to go out on a win, but with the team we've got out and Pep just kind of just paying respect to a lot of his most sort of loyal players that are still at the club. Obviously Bernardo, Stones, obviously got Rico in there as well. Phil, of course, Phil was gonna play Pep's final game. Stones played it, like I said, played his first game. Bernardo, ever since he joined in 2017, he's been Pep's favourite player. You know, there's a lot. Ake as well, hugely important in the treble winning season, and it's just basically saying thank you to a lot of these guys. Oh man, Donnarumma, that is not looking good. Gianluigi, that is not oh man, that pan they just did to Gianluigi Donnarumma's head top is mental. And you know, hopefully we just get the sun shining. It's not quite as intense as we'd hoped it have been. Obviously, like when we last played Villa on the final day at the Etihad in 2022, we're not going to get a night like that. But hopefully we just get a really, really good send-off for the boys today. And of course, the legend Pep. We've got Semenyo now. He's 1v1 with Maatsen. He plays it through to Rico, who then plays it across, and it just misses Vinders and goes all the way through for Ake to battle with Leon Bailey, who I think has just taken the ball out for a throw-in, and it will be a throw-in. Manchester City throw-in on the left-hand side. But yeah, no, this is a good run by Rico, and it's a good cross as well. Unfortunately, Reinders can't react quick enough. Semenyo's already ran past the ball, and Savinho, and it was good play by Semenyo as well on the right-hand side to pick out Rico. Savinho. Back to Ake. And then it's moved forward by Stones. Towards Semenyo, but it's dealt with by Maatsen. And then it goes back to Bizot, who... Does he keep that in? Does that one? I don't know if that's one for a corner or a throw, and it did go for a throw, and so he did just about keep it in. Brilliant feat by Rico there. Goes back to Nico. Nice, Diaz. Ake. Savinho. Still Savinho. That's brilliant from Savinho. He's now made his way to the byline, and he feels like he's been pushed in there by Garcia, but it does look like Savinho went over a bit too easily. It's going to be a goal kick to Villa, but he does really well to get into that position. Right, he's not being the trickiest with his feet there, but he's just been quick, strong running. I feel like he's kind of let himself down once he's got to the byline, where he went down too easily and kind of just lost control of the ball. I feel like he could have definitely done better there, but he did well to get himself in that position, so I'll give him credit for that. You know, I'm going to be trying to be very positive today. I know I say that. Oh my! Ian Maatsen has just went to clear the ball. He's picked the ball up, and then went to clear it and just completely missed the ball and had it roll out for a corner. That's crazy business, man. That's peak final day with nothing to play for. We're folding on the corner, man. Come on, let's get a good corner in, Phil. Let's get Stones a goal. Let's get Johnny Stones a goal. Come on, Phil. Get this into Big John Stones. Does come out all the way to Savinho, who hits the volley straight across the face of the goal, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. I don't even know who got closest to that, if I'm honest, when that came in. It comes in. Oh, it's aimed at, it looks like Diaz in the centre. And then it's obviously headed on and missed by Savinho. And 4 minutes in, it's been all City, and you'd expect it to, man. Like, although both teams aren't playing for anything, because we're at home and because of the occasion it is for City, you'd expect us to come out just a lot more fired up than Villa, who are just kind of hungover from their Europa League victory earlier in the week. There's Emi Buendia, and that's a huge tackle in there by Ruben Diaz. He gets the ball forward. Now it's Bernardo Silva. Now it's Nico G. And now it's Johnny Stones. Out to Semenyo. All the space in the world out here for Semenyo. He cuts it back to Bernardo. Now it's Semenyo. That's poor. That's poor in there. But it's going to go out for a City throw-in. Stones. Diaz. Foden. Diaz again. He lost one forward into the right channel by Semenyo, who brings it down nicely. Got Buendia tracking back. Gets the better of Buendia, then goes for the cross. It's blocked, and then it looks like Luiz will get that one away. Back to Mings. Maatsen. Mings again. Buendia, Maatsen, and now Tyrone Mings to get away down the left-hand side for Aston Villa, down the wing. He then tries to take a touch inside Nico G and ends up having to pass it back to Emi Buendia. Lindelof. Well, I didn't even know Tyrone Mings, like, obviously I knew he still played football, but like, he's not someone I've seen play in ages. Again, he might play regularly for Villa. I don't watch Villa that regularly, but I don't remember seeing Mings play for absolute time. Barkley as well. I've completely forgot Barkley was at Villa. Obviously, I knew Lindelof was there, but you know, Lindelof can get stuffed. Respectfully, Mings. Well, is it still 0-0 everywhere else? Oh no, Wolves have scored. It's 1-0. Adam Armstrong scored a penalty. That's the only game I didn't bet on, because that's the only one I didn't have a strong feeling towards there being a winner in that game. I thought that one would have ended. It's going to end a draw, if I'm honest. It's a good tackle. No, it's not. I was about to say it's a good tackle on Leon Bailey by Nico G there, but Leon Bailey still somehow got the ball. That's back to Lindelof. That's Douglas Luiz. City are all the way back in shape at the moment. I like how Pep went back to the false nine with Foden up top for his last game. I think that's quite nice. That's good sentiment. Obviously, we achieved a lot with Foden sitting in that false 9 minutes. And it's good to see him be rewarded with that final start in that position under Pep Guardiola. Villa getting a lot of the ball at the moment. That's nice footwork by Ross Barkley, who now drives forward down the left-hand side of Villa. Still Barkley, who goes to release Maatsen, but he's an overhit pass, and he'll go out for a goal kick for James Trafford to take. Pep and Pep both on the sidelines there. Their last ever game at the club, because I think obviously Linders is leaving as well at the end of the season, not wanting to stay on. Bernardo. Stones. Foden. He hits one out wide for Savinho to chase. He gets there and brings it down nicely and keeps it on. It's nice work there by the Brazilian. He's got space to run into and then hits it across for Weinders. Weinders shoots and he hits the side net and goal kick. That was nice work from Foden. I like that. It's a nice pass from Deepart to Savinho. He brings it down nicely, keeps it under control, and then just straight gallops into the space. Keeps it simple, then goes for the nice little pass inside. Weinders is touch a little rushed, and then has to just fire the ball into the side net. Mings out to Matson, who takes a wasteful touch and it goes out for a City throw-in on the right hand side to be taken by Rico, and he goes back to Bernie. Now it's Diaz. Nico G. Foden. Ake. Savinho. Ake. Foden. Now Diaz. He whips it out to Semenyo, who's going to run at Buendia. This time the Argentinian wins the ball and we'll see it out for a City throw-in. Taken by Semenyo. Now it's Lewis. Stones. Cross to Diaz. Now it's Ake. Savinho. Done well there, Savinho. Then goes back to Ake. Now Savinho again. He then plays it one nice to the edge of the box to Weinders. He wants to shoot, doesn't. Goes back to Stones. Now it's Nico G. Now it's Savinho again. Still Savinho. Back to Weinders. Weinders looks to shoot, doesn't. Takes the touch inside instead. Then goes to Savinho, who hits Ake on the overlap. Now back to Weinders. Savinho goes inside to Weinders and his touch gets away from him. But City win the ball back again. Savinho with the interception. Now it's Nico G. Bernardo. Diaz. Nico G. Bernardo Silva. Weinders. Nico G. Bernardo Silva. Savinho. Still Savinho. Plays it through to Bernardo Silva, who shoots, and it's a save by Bizuk. Stones. Semenyo. I was about to say it's brilliant footwork from Semenyo, but he's had the ball stolen from him by Emi Buendia. It then goes forward to Barkley, who goes out wide to Watkins, then back to Matson. What was I checking? Lindelof with the ball at the back for Villa, who still really haven't fashioned much going forward in this game. Now it's Mings, beautiful ball inside to Buendia, who's been fouled by Nico G, and it's going to be a free kick just on the edge of Villa's half. Yeah, Bernardo's unlucky there. It's a good save by the keeper. Barkley, tackled by Bernardo. Nice Lewis. Bernardo Silva. Foden. Nico G. Diaz. Nico G again. Stones. Now Semenyo. Stones. Foden again. Now out to Savinho. Gonna keep going Savinho, and he's still going Savinho. Then he gets the cross in, his blocked by Lindelof, and it won't go out, and it'll be retrieved by Leon Bailey. Plays the ball across his box to Mings, who loses it in his feet, but is able to recover before Foden can sort of react. Now it's Lindelof who's it out. Knocked forward again by Diaz. Now it's Nico G. He finds Foden, who just about keeps the ball in play. Now Savinho. Oh no, he's went out, goal kick. They let him play on for ages there. Or was he offside? One of the two. One of the two. Diaz. Nice one there by Stones. Now Foden, and his pass out to Semenyo is heavy, and it's going to be a throw into Villa. Bernardo Silva. He finds Diaz. Now Ake. Bernardo Silva. He poofs one long to Semenyo, who's not glad to keep it in play, and again it's a throw into Villa out on the right hand side. Forward by Mings. Header one in there by Stones, I do believe. Now it's Bernardo, and now it's Rico Lewis. Nico G. Foden on the turn goes to play it to Semenyo, and once again he can't get the ball under control. And it'll be seen out for an Aston Villa goal kick. Yo, big up man, how's it going? How's it going? Mate, can I just get like, all I need is a Foden goal or a Stones goal. That's all I need in my life today. Get me a nice Foden goal or a John Stones goal, and life is so good. On your other phone, yeah. Now I did kind of gather that one with you having Madrid stay in your name. Watching your boy play today, Leon Bailey, who's actually looks like he's putting some effort in. So that's a bit out of the ordinary. Now we got Savinho. Sejani Vinders. Back out to Savinho. Does he win City a corner? He does indeed win City a corner. Garcia gets a touch on the ball and sees it out. Any goals in any of the other games, or is it still just Wolves 1-0 up? Corner, of course, to City. John Stones in the box. Corner comes in towards Ake. It's cleared by Mings. Then brought down by Foden. And the rest blown for the collision between Ake and Mings. He's not my boy. He's not good enough, and it's a failure of our national colours. Yeah, no, I've never ever heard good things about Bailey. I I've always been told that he's quite late. Well, I've never really seen, other than when he was at Leverkusen, I've never really seen him sort of light the world on fire at club football. But apparently he's like atrocious for the international team. Apparently there's no effort that goes into anything that he does on the pitch. So what is it? Oh, because Mings has just kicked Ake in the face. What? This angle's not even good enough. Douglas Luiz is in the way, so you can't even see if there's contact. What are they showing me right now? I can just see Ake's head and and Douglas Luiz, and then you just see Tyrone Mings on the other side. But it does look like we're getting the game back underway. So there was nothing really in that, and it didn't look like there was anything in it when it happened. So I'm surprised that one even really had to go to the screen. That's Semenyo. Now Lewis. It's brought down by Matson. It's going to be a free kick to City. Foden on the free kick for City. 20 minutes into this game at the Etihad. Still 0-0. I do kind of like this new home kit, if I'm honest, though. Like, when I first saw a picture of it, I wasn't convinced. But now that I'm seeing it, like, actually in a game, it's quite nice. Foden with a free kick in. Headed clear again by Villa. Then knocked forward by Nico G. Headed out by Mings. Nico G heads it forward again. Now it's Vinders. He shoots and he drags the shot well wide. Well wide. Typical Vinders fashion as well. Joe Hart is in attendance today. Fulham are 1-0 up. That was one team I did have money on winning today, so up the Fulham. Issa Diop scoring the goal. Because again, I don't rate Newcastle at all. Nico G. Now Diaz. Now it's Savinho. And then he's been dispossessed by Leon Bailey, and it's going to be a corner. Another corner to City. Come on. I just want to jump. Foden, please. If you're going to put in one good corner, make it be today. Oh, it's Vinders taking it. Make it be today. Corner in by Vinders. That is a terrible corner. But Semenyo scores 1-0. But again, it's not Stones or Foden, so it doesn't really matter. But City do take the lead at the Etihad in Pep's final game, and it's Antoine Semenyo, FA Cup hero, that scores it. The man that won Pep Guardiola's final trophy at City gets on the scoring in Pep's final game. And it comes from a corner, man. We've just scored from a corner. I actually can't believe it. I actually cannot believe it. Corner comes in from Vinders, and I don't think it's a great corner, if I'm honest, from Tijani Vinders. And then it's headed on by Garcia all the way to the back stick. Could this be disallowed due to Bernardo Silva being offside and it in front of the goalkeeper's view? Potentially. But as it stands, City are 1-0 up. And that's a very, very, very nice finish from Semenyo at the back stick. And it's all because Garcia's just headed it on blindly behind him. And there's been no Villa player there to clear it. So Semenyo 1-0. So that's City and Fulham 1-0 up for two teams that I've got money on. We're getting a water break now because obviously it was announced we're going to get water breaks today due to the heat of the the heat in the UK today. Which I don't think it's that hot. Like, it's definitely been warmer, but then again, I'm not running around playing football, so I mean, what do I know? Like, do you know what I mean? Come on, man. I need this Stones or Foden goal, please. Villa, do the right thing, man. Do the right thing. Get me this John Stones goal. Bernardo, I'm not too fussed on if he scores or not, because like he's scored one this season already. I need that. I need that John Stones goal. I need that final John Stones goal. Still 0-0 in Spurs versus Everton, and obviously West Ham versus Leeds. So as it stands, West Ham are being relegated to the Championship. Need a huge Everton goal and I need a huge West Ham goal. That's all I need. That is all I need. David Moyes has something for me. David Moyes has something for me and West Ham. Well, Villa get us back underway. 1-0 to City. Buendia, his pass is hurried forward and it's intercepted by, is that Nico G? It was Nico G. Now it's Foden, Rico Lewis. Foden. Bernardo Silva. Back to Foden. Now it's Diaz. Stones. Rico. Out to Bernardo Silva on the right. Goes inside to Foden. Who then dinks it up in the air for Semenyo. It's headed out by Maatson. Then cleared by Douglas Luiz. Only as far as Ake, who heads it back forward. Cleared by Mings. And then Villa can come away with it. It's Barkley. He's tackled by Bernardo Silva. City have the ball back again. This time with Stones. Rico Lewis. Foden. Lewis. Oh, City just about keep the ball. Buendia is pressing high though, and it goes all the way back to Trafford. And then Diaz plays it straight out of play for a Villa throw. Villa? Okay, apparently it's a City throw. What? I'm baffled. I swear Diaz has kicked that ball straight out. Am I going mad? I clearly am because it's a City throw, but I swear Diaz has kicked that ball straight out. And now it's Rico. Plenty of space to move forward. He's got Tajani ahead of him, but he goes for Semenyo instead, who's in plenty of room down the right hand side. Semenyo, it's a heavy touch, but it still finds Vinders. He drops it back to Rico. Now it's Nico G. Out to Vinders on the right. Plenty of space to whip the cross in. Whips a low one. Blocked. Luiz back to Buendia and then back to Mings. Now Douglas Luiz again. In his pass forward intercepted by Bernardo. Now it's Semenyo. Still Semenyo. He finds Foden. Who finds Vinders. Who finds Rico. That's a brilliant turn by Rico. Who gets across the goal and his cross is blocked. And then it's Savinho! The Rico Lewis cross was blocked by Garcia, who took a heavy touch after blocking it. Savinho runs onto it and it looks like he's about to just put it in the back of the net and it just rolls across the front. But that footwork from Rico Lewis before getting that cross in is exceptional. That little turn he does, Ian Maatson, see you later. But unfortunately neither Foden or Semenyo could get onto the cross, and then the Savinho shot is just wide. Still 1-0 though. Still 1-0. Corner comes in. Punched out by Bizuk. And there's going to be Garcia that gets to it. No. He's going to roll out for the throw in. Savinho lets the ball roll out for a City throw. Ake. Bernardo. Ake. Cross. Saved. It comes out to Lewis, whose shot's really tame. But again, it's won back by Bernardo Silva. John Stones. Semenyo. Bernardo Silva. Not Bernardo Silva. Nico G, sorry. Ake. Gonzalez again. Now Semenyo. Inside to Lewis. That's a decent turn. The touch was a bit off. Still fires the ball off to Foden, who tries to dink it to the back stick for Bernardo Silva, but it goes out again for another Villa free kick. Tell you what, some of the inter passing football in the midfield from Bernardo, Lewis, Semenyo and Foden it's been very, very good today, and it's not something you see very often, because you don't really see Rico Lewis play that often anymore. But you know, it's nice to see, especially for Foden and Rico, obviously coming through the City Academy. It's good to see. Ball hit forward, Stones, Bernardo, but now it's Villa. Sunderland are now 1-0 up. Do I have money on Sunderland to win? I do have money on Sunderland to win. That's a result. That's a result. Things are coming up nicely right now. Things are coming up very, very nicely. Very, very nicely. Ball comes forward now for Villa. Stones heads it clear, and Rico Lewis, who misses the ball. It goes through to Buendia. Ross Barkley. Out wide to Garcia, who's absolutely dived in and wiped out, I think, Savinho, and that's going to be a free kick to City on the edge of the box. We've got Edison up in the stands again today. Obviously, his mural outside the stadium was unveiled, I think, yesterday. We've got Fernandinho and Silkioki up there as well. All here to say goodbye to the man, the myth, the legend, Pep Guardiola. Diaz. Ake. Nico G. Foden, that's a good turn. Good turn by Phil. Then goes for the switch out to Semenyo, who just about keeps it on the pitch with an unorthodox touch there, and it wasn't great. But he's kept the ball nonetheless. Now it's Vinders. He goes for the switch out to Savinho, who brings it, that cushions it down nicely, and then shifts inside. And then is thrown to the floor by, I believe, Leon Bailey, and that is going to be a free kick to Manchester City. Savinho's played well today. You know what? He's actually played quite well off the left today, which is quite interesting. Because I think his best games for City this season have come off of the left, which again is interesting given the fact that I think Doku's our best attacking player. And obviously he naturally plays off of the left. And still 0-0 at Spurs and still 0-0 at West Ham. Semenyo going to go for this. Fair enough if Semenyo goes for it. It's him and Vinders over, and I think it's going to be Semenyo that hits this. It is. He just knocks it off to Vinders, and his shot just kept rising. It's went over, and it's went out for a goal kick, I do believe. It doesn't look like the goalkeeper got a hand to that, but he might have. Yeah, he sets it, and yeah, Vinders' shot is always rising, and yeah, it goes straight out for a goal kick. Straight, all the way out of the Etihad Stadium. 10 or so minutes left of this first half of the Etihad. It's still 1-0 to City due to the Anton Semenyo goal, and he's just chased down Mings, but luckily Mings is, well, lucky for Mings, he's able to get it back to his keeper. Now it's Leon Bailey. He's tackled by Bernardo Silva. The ball runs through to Diaz. You can turn and try usher City up the field. Bernardo Silva. Vinders. Diaz. Nico G. Clips one out to Savinho, brings it down, and then goes inside. Vinders. Savinho again. Goes to knock it past Garcia again. This time, the fullback wins the ball and is able to come away with it as well. And now it's Barkley in the middle. He goes forward to Watkins. Plays him a tad bit short and a tad bit wide, but the England international has retrieved the ball. Now it's Douglas Luiz. Out to Watkins, who keeps it on down the left hand side and then skips inside Rico. Back to Luiz, who clips it in for Maatsen, who drops it back for Luiz, but luckily Nico Gonzalez is able to put Watkins off of getting any connection of that ball, and City come away with it. Foden. Diaz. Nico G. Out to Rico. Now Semenyo. Now Bernardo Silva. Semenyo. Bernardo Silva. Foden. Out once again to Savinho. Seen a lot of the ball for City today. He goes 1-on-1 with Garcia again. Gets the cross across again, and no one's at the back post. And it's going to go straight out for a Villa throw-in on the Villa left-hand side. Again, Savinho's having the same problem Doku has out on that left-hand side. He basically beats his fullback every single time, but once the cross comes in, there's nobody attacking that back right-hand stick, and the ball just goes straight across every single time. Gone are the days of obviously Sterling and Sane, where they'd just be finding one another in that position every single time. Oh! Haaland obviously 20, finishing this league season on 27 goals this season. Just shy of the 30 mark. I'm going to win his third Golden Boot in 4 seasons at Manchester City, which is quite remarkable. Ake. Diaz. He goes for the switch again out to Semenyo, who brings it down. He's got Foden on the inside. Is he going to use him, or is he going to go 1-on-1 with Buendia? Goes back to Foden, who then again switches it out to Savinho. Leon Bailey gets there ahead of him, and it's cleared by Garcia. It's cushioned down by Diaz for Ake, who then tries to knock the ball forward for himself and ends up having it intercepted by Garcia, who puts it out for a City throw-in. United are 1-0 up. Forest are 1-0 up, which is not ideal because I've got money on United winning, but I've got money on Bournemouth winning, which isn't great. It is not great at all. City throw, Savinho. Corner to City. So Johnny Vine is on the corner. Come on, man. Get this on John Stones' head, please. Corner comes in. Headed out by Mings. Only as far as Nico G, who shoots. Comes off of Garcia. And now it's Semenyo, who cuts it back to Bernardo Silva. He's got Stones on the edge of the box. Now it's Foden. Semenyo again. Goes inside, picks out John Stones, who flicks it back to Semenyo, and his touch gets away from him. Brilliant tackle in there by Nico G, and now it's John Stones on the right hand side. Back into Nico G. Now Foden, now Bernardo, who then goes to flick it into Foden. It's cleared by Mings, and now it's Maatsen. It's tackled by Bernardo Silva, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. tell you what, Bernardo's given it his all today, man. Like you can tell, you know, as much as I give him stick, you can tell he loves the club. Do I think he's always went about things the right way with his time at the club? No. But I do have to respect the effort that he's given us for like 80% of the time he's been here. So, you know, as much as I don't agree with everything that he's done, he clearly is a very, very good servant of the club, and he will go down into sea legend, and rightfully so. Because this season he has been a model captain, unlike some people that have been made captain in their last season at City. He's been a model captain. Louise Mings. 5 minutes left of the first half. Still City 1-0 up. Mings. Lindelof. Again, still 0-0 in both of the big London games today. Well, it's still 0-0 in all 3 games in London today, should I say. Good interception there by Ake. Now it's Foden, who lets the ball get away from him a little bit, but now it gets it back to Savinho. Now it's Nico G. Now it's Vinders. Now it's Rico Lewis. Semenyo. Back to Vinders. Chips it into Lewis. Here's Rico Lewis in plenty of space, who goes back to Tajani Vinders, and his touch runs away from him. And Villa can get it clear, and Buendia can go up the other way, but he's had it wrestled off of him by Semenyo, and City can go again for another attack at the end of this first half. Nico G. Diaz. Stones. Lewis. He fires it into Foden. And then goes for Bernardo Silva, who's not expecting it on the right. And it goes out for a Villa throw-in. I am hearing, was it a Bruno Fernandes assist? Bruno Fernandes has broken the assist record, ladies and gentlemen. 21 Premier League assists for Bruno Fernandes. Vinders. Foden. Still Foden. One-on-one with Mings. Still Foden. He's had the ball taken off him by Vinders, and it's saved, and it's going to go behind for a corner. City or Villa? I think that's a self-explanatory question. Nah, Vinders should have let Foden hit that man, and then it's 2-0 cash money. Corner comes in, Ake gets his head on it, and it's going to go behind for a goal kick. What was it, a corner? I thought Ake headed that one straight out, but that should have been a corner. Is it a corner? It is a corner. Corner again to come into City by Tajani Vinders. Crossed in, and that was a terrible corner. Back to simple City fashion. But it's hooked out, back out wide. Never mind. Lewis has put it straight out for a throw into Villa. Lewis into Foden, and here's Phil Foden. That's a Vinders, Bernardo. Oh, that's good defending in there by Lindelof. 2-0. Brian Mbeumo's now scored for Manchester United. Arsenal have scored as well. Gabriel Jesus. Big up Gabby. But Leon Bailey's now on the attack for Villa. Bailey cuts it back, and his cross to Barkley is intercepted by John Stones. Spurs are 1-0 up. João Palhinha has scored for Spurs. Spurs are 1-0 up, which does mean my bet has come in. So big that one up. But Spurs are 1-0 up, which is not looking good. That's not good. That's not what you... David Moyes, bro. David Moyes, I thought you had something for me, David Moyes. What is happening, bro? Thought you had something for me, David. Thought you had something for me, man. Savinho once again released down the left-hand side, but this time Garcia does 100% get there ahead of him. 3 minutes left over the first half. Still City 1-0 up. After receiving some terrible news that Bruno Fernandes has broke the Premier League assist record and Spurs have scored. So, yeah, it's not a great way to sort of Rico Lewis. His pass back to Nico G's sloppy, and Leon Bailey pounces upon it. Then he goes for the chop inside Ake and does retrieve the ball in all fairness. Now it's Barkley, Douglas Luiz, Emi Buendia. Luiz, Buendia, Mings, Lindelof, Mings, Douglas Luiz, Barkley. Back to Mings. Now Douglas Luiz. Mings. Matson. Douglas Luiz and Victor Lindelof. Now I can't believe Spurs are staying up, man. This is actually dark. This is a dark day for football. Really dark day for football with Spurs staying up. Ian Matson now. He gets to cross in, and it's hooked out by Diaz, and that's going to be a corner. Villa corner to end the first half. Diaz back in the team after breaking up with Maya Jama. You know, obvious masterclass incoming, man. It's not a corner, actually. That is just blown straight for half-time. So it is half-time. Manchester City 1, Villa 0. I think it's been a good first half, man. But again, today's not about the football. Unfortunately, today is not about the football. Because if it was about the football, football's dead. Football is 100% dead. Bruno assist record and Spurs 1-0 up. Football's so dead. Football has never ever been this dead before. Football has never ever been this dead. That's dark, man. Dark stuff we're seeing in the Premier League today. Nah, man, I actually I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Spurs winning. Nah, Spurs winning has ruined my day. Spurs winning is ruining my day. Like, I could just about deal with the Bruno assist record, but Spurs winning has ruined my day. Although my bet did come in with Spurs scoring, so I am like £10 up. But other than that, it's dark. Other than that, it's so dark. It's unbelievably dark. It's never ever been this dark before. Despite the fact that the sun is shining and that this stream is being powered all by natural light, it's never been this dark. Never ever. Pep going. Bruno assist record. It's so dark. It's so dark. It's so dark. It's like I can't even put it into words. It's just sad, man. It's just sad. Worst day of my life by far. Worst day of my life by far. So dark. What are we seeing here? Go on, we still got 45 minutes for the Stones goal though. I've given up on Everton scoring 2 goals and West Ham scoring 1. As long as we get the John Stones goal, I think my afternoon can be saved. Just about. I think just about. Just about. The John Stones goal can save my evening. Just about. And my evening could do with saving, man. This is Bruno assist record, man. I can't believe it. Can't believe it at all. This used to be a proper sport. This used to be a proper sport, man. This used to be a real sport played by real players. Nah, we've fallen off, ladies and gentlemen. We've fallen off. Big up Edison in the stands though, and Fernandinho, and Scott Carson. What a group of gents! What a group of gents to have up in the stands for today. It's a good goal by Semenyo as well. Really, really good goal. Still, the John Stones goal, please. That's all I need. This is all I need. John Stone's goal is all I need. We've had other chances to go 2-0 up, but we've been a tad bit wasteful in front of goal, if I'm honest, just a tad. This was excellent. Like, they're showing the replays now, and it was still an excellent move from Rico. I think, again, he's one of those players that I just like. Like, you know, I always wanted Rico to do well, and I can't stand it when our fans slander him. He might not be the best football player I've ever seen, but there's no one I love more than Rico. Big second half awaits though. Big second half. Imagine at full time, yeah, Pep goes to do a speech and he just brings and he just brings Enzo Maresca out. Imagine the scenes. Oh man, my forehead. Nah, sorry, my forehead was on full show there. That's not great. That's actually dark. This actually feels like it's been the longest half time of my life. Like this is the longest 15 minutes that I've ever experienced in my entire life. I wonder if he's got. I can't remember what the bench is looking like. Today I can't remember who made it onto the bench. So our bench is Bettinelli, Alain, Nouri, Vardiol, Shirky, Kovacic, Nunez, Omar Mamouche, and Jeremy Doku. Come on, bring on Bettinelli. Needs to be done. Mate, how is half-time still going on, man? Like, I feel like I've actually been sat here for an eternity. I just need that John Stones goal. That's all I need. That's all I need in this afternoon. This brilliant Sunday afternoon. That's all I need. Mate, this is the longest 15 of my life. I know I keep saying it, but like I actually cannot believe that halftime is still going on right now. We're about to get underway in the second half, very, very shortly. Again, hoping Foden goal, Stones goal, and I'm happy as Larry. I am happy as Larry if either of those two get on the score sheet. Looks like Matty Cash is coming on for Villa in the second half. Doesn't look like we're getting any City subs though, so we're starting with the what is it? We're starting with the starting 11, the second half of the starting 11 that we put out. Yeah, all the same lads coming out for the second half. We need some Bettinelli minutes though, Pep. Come on, we need some Bettinelli minutes. We've got Matty Cash though on now for Villa. I'm gonna guess that was for Garcia. Not been confirmed yet, but I'm gonna guess that's like the only likely situation in my head. Nori is getting ready, warmed up on the sidelines though. So Barkley to get us underway in the second half here at the Etihad. And there we are. Second half. The final half of football under Pep Guardiola for Manchester City. And here we are. Lindelof. Brilliant header one in there by Diaz. Now it's Douglas Luiz for Villa. Now Tyrone Mings. That's Douglas Luiz. Lindelof. Still Lindelof. Still Victor Lindelof. He goes out for Matty Cash for his first touch of the game. And his cross comes off of Ake and out for a corner. Corner to Villa. Corner comes in. Watkins 1-1. 1-1. Ollie Watkins on the basically at the start of the second half. Class celebration there though by Watkins. To be fair, I'll give him that. Very disappointing way to concede. Very, very sloppy defending from that corner. I actually do believe it was Stones that headed it down for Watkins there to score. Pep's now ushering Savinho over for some words of encouragement after City concede. So what, the corner comes in. And just looks like a mix-up between Stones and Bernardo. Oh, yes. Stones heads it. Stones goes to head it clear. It bounces off of Watkins and then just drops for him to tap it into the back of the net. That's unfortunate for Johnny. Very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But there's a potential handball in there, so the goal might not count. But I don't think it's enough of a handball, like, for it to be disallowed, and it's not. So yeah, we continue here 1-1. Bam, literally right at the start of the second half, we can see typical City. Diaz. Stones. Come on, what have we got then, lads? What have we got? Let's not end on a draw. Let's not end on a draw. Ball forward now for Semenyo to chase. Is he going to get there ahead of Maatsen? He does. Shields it nicely as well. Now he's at one-on-one with a Dutch fullback. And then goes around the outside. And then is dispossessed by Buendia. But Foden wins it back. Oh, it's Barkley even he was dispossessed by. No, it's not, man. This is Pep's final game, bro. Nah, Joe, you're waffling, bro. This is Pep's final game of management at City. This is an end of an era stream. Matty Cash. Victor Lindelof. Douglas Luiz. Lindelof. Villa just going to keep the ball at the back. No real press from City here either. It's out by Mings. Now it's Cash. Cash hits it forward for Leon Bailey to chase. Can Diaz get there first? He does, but Bailey cuts it back, and then Leon Bailey with potentially one of the worst shots I've ever seen and puts it well wide of the goal, and it's a goal kick to see. That was... Like, the thing is, Bailey does really, really well there. He keeps himself onside. He dummies the ball past Diaz. He takes it inside. He probably could have squared that to Watkins, but he went alone and just completely missed the target. So we were let off there. We were let off big time. That is an awful shot. Now the ball's out for a Villa throw-in, so we've now completely capitulated. I don't know if they started the send-off party for Pep early in the changing rooms, but we've come out like, you know, looking a bit worse for wear. Villa come forward again. Why is my thing going full screen? There we go. Leon Bailey. Back to Matty Cash. That's Lindelof. Douglas Luiz. Barkley. Mings. Maatson. And then all the way back to Mings. Matty Cash. Lindelof forward. When Diaz's heavy touch was pounced upon by Bernardo Silva, but the Argentine kept the ball. Now he goes inside to Bailey, and now it's Buendia again. He goes inside to Barkley, who then plays it forward again for Bailey, who slips on the ball. Never mind, the ref deems that he was fouled. It's going to be a free kick to Villa. Deems he was fouled by Nathan Ake, allegedly. Sunderland are 2-0 up against Chelsea. Malo Gusto with the own goal. And Arsenal are 2-0 up against Palace. Noni Madueke scored. Man United are 3-0 up. Bruno Fernandes has now scored. And Spurs are still 1-0 up. Free kick to Villa. This has been an appalling second half of football so far. Really, really bad. Buendia on the free kick. And then straight over. Goal kick. Goal kick. Once again, City hoof the ball forward and give the ball straight back to Villa. Nico G wins it back though. Now it's Vinders. Oh, never mind. Villa have the ball straight back again. Barkley. Now the ball's been hit out to Matty Cash, who's got plenty of space down the right hand side for Villa. He goes inside to Leon Bailey, who misses the ball again completely. Then it's cleared by Ruben Diaz. Maatson. Forward to Watkins. It's 1-on-1 with Rico Lewis. And after hitting the ball, Lewis is able to take the ball away from Watkins. And he tries to usher it out of the corner. Does, but again gives the ball straight back to Villa in the midfield, and they can mount another attack on the City goal. Matty Cash with the cross, cleared by Diaz. Can Ake get there to keep it in? He does, just about. Now it's forward to Vinders, who knocks it down for Savinho. So space to run into down on the left. He cuts it back. Back inside to Vinders, who loses the ball. He's not Tijani Reinders has not been up for it once again today. He is one player that I definitely am worried about because he just doesn't look good enough half the time. And he's a player that I like because I like the energy that he brings to the team. But some of these performances I'm seeing from him are just far from the level. Douglas Luiz. Emi Buendia. Now it's Maatsen. His cross is blocked by Stones. And then the follow-up finds its way into Trafford's gloves. Then it's rolled out quickly by Trafford to Lewis. Gets it inside to Nico G. Forward to Semenyo. Who turns. Gets it out to Ake on the left. Now Savinho. He backheels it to Ake. Now it's Nico G. Bernardo Silva. Nico G. Foden. Diaz. Foden again. Stones forward to Semenyo. Still Semenyo. Oh, he's actually... No, never mind. No, wait. He did well to knock it past Maatsen, but Maatsen defended it very, very well after that fact, and it does roll through to the Villa keeper. Now Villa forward again. Douglas Luiz. He runs straight into Nico Gonzalez, and the ref deems that to be a foul and it'll be a free kick to Villa. Kovacic is getting ready to come on now for City, so I can imagine that will be in place of Nico Gonzalez. And Shirky's getting ready to come on as well. So Shirky's coming on for our goal scorer today, Semenyo. Doku's getting ready to come on, it looks like, as well. So Semenyo off for Shirky. And it will be Bernardo Silva coming off for Kovacic, who hands over the armband to his Portuguese international teammate Ruben Diaz. And little Bernardo Silva will be coming off the pitch at the Etihad for one last time. Comes off the pitch for a standing ovation from the Etihad Stadium. Applause from his opponents as well, and he's doing the John Terry and he's getting a guard of honour off of the pitch today. Did wonder why everyone was coming down from the bench, but it was to see Bernardo off. Our club captain leaves the pitch for the final time for City. It is really sad to see, man. It is really sad to see. And he's, of course, being replaced by Mateusz Kovacic. Pep's now wiping tears from his eyes as well, man. But anyway, we've reached the hour mark here at the Etihad. It is still 1-1. Hopefully Shirky and Kovacic can change that. Chelsea have scored though. Cole Palmer. Bournemouth have scored as well. Liverpool have also scored. Curtis Jones. And Burnley have scored as well. Now it's Savinho coming forward for City. He gets a cross across, but it's Lindelof that gets in the way of it, and it's now a corner. Bernardo's still in tears. Cherki. Vinders. Nico G. Foden. He goes for the switch out to Cherki. Doesn't quite reach him, but Vinders is able to knock it onto him. But then Villa win it back. Matty Cash. Leon Bailey. He hits it forward for Watkins, who knocks it into Ross Barkley's path. Who then spins Rico Lewis and then plays Watkins through, who does look to be onside. It's Ollie Watkins bearing down on goal. Stones gets across but can't stop him. Trafford can't stop him. And Villa go 2-1 up. But the linesman flag is up. So was he offside? It was a good finish nonetheless. It was awful defending from City. Awful. Some of the worst defending I've seen from City there. But the linesman flags went up. Watkins knocks it on to Barkley. Yeah, he's offside. He's offside. Unless Stones is playing him on the far side. But it does look like he was definitely offside there. It's good work to get past Stones, and the finish was excellent, but I do believe that one will... Yeah, that is ruled out. So it is 1-1. Still 1-1. City being let off, I do believe. VR still checking this one. Still under review. And the ref says 2-1. Yeah, 2-1. He was onside. John Stones played him on, and City now still going 1-0 up. City now 2-1 down. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Stones plays him on. Yeah, we're 2-1 down. City come forward now. Savinho in the hunt for an equaliser. Still Savinho. He dinks across to the back stick. It's cleared only as far as Kovacic. Now Lewis. Now Foden. Come on, Phil. What have you got for me? Nico G. Kovacic. Sorry, that was Cherki. I couldn't see. The sun's too bright. Cherki. Still Cherki. Now it's Kovacic. Out to Phil. Come on, Phil. Back heel. Across. And out. Or Savinho. Savinho just about keeps it in. Ake. Kovacic. Nico G. Now Foden. Go on, Phil. Go on, Phil. Go on, Phil. Ake. Savinho. No, still Ake. Now he does. This time he does go to Savinho, who crosses it across, and Foden just can't tap it in. Oh man. Not quite the afternoon we'd hoped it be, is it? Not quite the afternoon we'd hoped it be. Nico G. Rico Lewis. Kovacic. No Diaz. That play's been stopped. I think that was Ross Barkley that was on the floor. That is Emi Buendia that was on the floor. But he's now back on his feet as soon as play stopped. Surprise, surprise. Oh, give over, man. That doesn't... give over. Never ever is that winding you, mate. Never ever. Tielemans getting ready to come on now for Villa. Drop ball now and Nico G gets us back underway. Kovacic. Diaz. Ake. Nico G. Lewis. Foden. Stones. Shirky. Back to Phil, who's relieved of the ball by Villa, and they'll go back to the keeper. Ake knocks it down for Savinho. Now Nico G. Foden. Nico G. Now Ake. Caught Shirky even, my bad. I was like, Shirky shoots and it's just wide. It's good work from Shirky, but the shot's just dragged wide. Not the fairy tale ending we were expecting it to be, man. With Onana and Tielemans coming on. Brentford have scored against Liverpool 1-1. Kevin Schade. This is a long stoppage in play, but I'm guessing it's a second drinks break. Vardiol getting ready to come on, along with Ray and Aït-Nouri. West Ham have scored. So we now just need 2 goals for Everton. We need 2 goals for Everton now. And West Ham are somehow safe. What does David Moyes have? Up his sleeve, man. What does David Moyes have up his sleeve? Come on, Moisey. Kovacic. And then he gives the ball straight to Douglas Luiz. Now here come Villa again. Leon Bailey. Matty Cash on the throw-in. Two goals is all we need for Everton in the last 20 or so minutes. What does David Moyes have for me? What, I haven't even seen the Everton lineup. What does David Moyes have for me? Oh, it's not looking great. It's not looking great. Go on. If you can score 3 goals against City in 10 minutes, you can do the same against Spurs. Come on, Moisey. Douglas Luiz. Forward again to Leon Bailey. He's got Cash on the overlap. He does find Cash, and then his cross is blocked by Ake. It's going to be a corner. Come on, Everton, man. What have you got for me? Corner to Villa. Or is it a throw? I wasn't actually too sure. I didn't see where the ball went out, if I'm honest. Got Bogard and Lindelof coming off. For Tielemans and Pau Torres. Oh, you got Douglas Luiz coming off as well for Onana. I didn't even see Onana in frame there. I literally just saw Tielemans and Pau Torres. Corner to Villa. Go on, Everton, man. We need 2 goals. We need 2 goals ASAP. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting these goals either, which is quite depressing. Corner comes in again, punched out by Trafford. Watkins goes to bring it down, but Shirky's able to get there first. But now it's Maatsen. He goes for the cross, and it's put behind for John Stones for another corner. Go on, huge Everton. We need a huge Everton goal. Please, huge Everton goal. That's all I need. Or 2 goals for Everton. But, you know. Corner again for Villa. Ake heads, Stones heads it clear. But Maatsen retrieves it. Now it's Matty Cash. Kovacic. Still Kovacic. Now we just give the fucking ball away. I can't even be that. Buendia's going to shoot. No, he's not. He's going to find Watkins. Now Buendia. Now Watkins. Come on, surely Everton can steal 2 goals here. Surely. Buendia. Watkins. Tielemans. Torres. Mings. Cash. This has been an awful second half, if I'm honest. This has been like diabolical. One of the worst second halves I've seen in a long time. And that's saying something because some of the second halves we've seen this season have been awful. Mostly now just keeping tabs on the Spurs game. So Everton need to pull something huge out. Something absolutely huge. Come on, Moisey. Ball's hit forward for Watkins. Headed back by Stones. It's retrieved by Buendia, who goes for Leon Bailey. And that's a good save there by James Trafford. I think he probably should have squared that, Leon Bailey. Oh, it's not even a save from Trafford, it's hit the post. Doku's coming on now. Doku for Vinders. Nori for Ake. Does that mean Johnny Stones is coming off as well? John Stones coming off for Yoskar Vardio. So we're not getting the John Stones goal today. And we're also seeing Nathan Ake come off the pitch as well, which I think will probably be his last game for the club as well. Big up John Stones, man. It's gonna be sad to see the club without you, man. And it's a shame how his career's ended at City, really, man. He should have been starting most games for us, but injuries really hampered that all for him. But he deserved, if anyone deserves the guard of honour, it's John Stones. If anybody deserves it, it's Johnny Stones. As much as you can say Bernardo has probably contributed more to the club, the things that Stones had to battle through to get back into the City team on multiple occasions, like, no one deserves this more than John Stones. Nobody deserves it more than John Stones. There we have it. No more John Stones and no more Bernardo. We've just got one more goodbye to give in around about 12 minutes or so. Can City turn the result around in that time is the question. Mate, can Everton just score a goal or two, please? Like, Everton, man, like, what are you doing? You're actually letting the whole country down right now, Everton. Stones is now in tears. It's a sad day, man. Very, very sad day. Diaz. Rico. Stones, man. Nori. Go on, Ryan. It's a good tackle in there from Onana. Now Villa have the ball back again. Yeah, I think it's going to be done and dusted here at the Etihad at 2-1. Got Mings on the ball now. That's a bit of a hefty touch, but he plays himself out of danger just about. Now Villa can now try to come forward. It's Buendia. He's forward to Watkins. He's in a foot race with Vardio and he's got the better of Vardio and now turns to try shoot and then has to get the effort back across goal, and Kovacic just about takes out of Emi Buendia's path, who surely would have had an easy chance on goal there. Come on, Everton. Just the one Everton goal, or just the 2 Everton goals, should I say, is all we need, man. Like I said, if they can score 3 in 10 minutes against us, then surely they can do it against Spurs. Free kick to Villa. Rico bullied off the ball there by Emi Buendia. Then he looks for the cross in. Is that going to be a free kick? Is. Yellow card for Rico Lewis. Free kick for Villa. West Ham are 2-0 up. Everton, please. David Moyes, please. Show them they were wrong. Show them you still got it, David. Please. Free kick for Villa. It's delivered in. Watkins heads it on and it's wide, goal kick. Everton, please. Everton, please. Nico G. Now it's Diaz. Savinho. Still Savinho. And then his ball goes out of play. City throwing. I think Spurs are going to hang on to be fair. I think Spurs, West Ham have left it a little too late. But who knows? Doku. Stranger things have happened. Ain't Nori. Vardio. Now it's Kovacic. Now it's Nico G. Shirky. Now Savinho. Goes round Matson once. Goes around Matson a second time, and then it's dispossessed by Emi Buendia, who's been absolutely everywhere today for Villa. And then Buendia puts it through Nico G's legs, and then back to Tielemans. Now it's Leon Bailey. Mate, Everton, please stop with this foolishness, man. Like, I've literally seen what you are capable of. Stop with this foolishness, please. Matty Cash. That's a terrible ball forward. It's going to be retrieved by Rico Lewis. Diaz. Vardio. James Trafford. Vardio. Savinho. Nico G. "12 minutes to go at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and it's still 1-0 Spurs." Diaz switches it out to Doku. Brings it down nicely. Now it's Doku. He's got 8 Nori ahead of him, but Doku cuts in and then goes for that curler and he just puts it wide. Goal kick. Yeah, I think Everton have let us down. I think Everton are letting us down, lads, if I'm honest. Mings. Out to Cash. Doku wins it back. And then has it stolen back from him by Cash. Now John McGinn. And it's clear and Villa can go out the other end. Spurs want a penalty but Sarri's booked for diving. That's crazy stuff. Maatson. Ian Maatson. McGinn shoots and it's pushed behind by Trafford. Corner to Villa. No, Everton, man, this ain't great. Haaland will be our Golden Boot winner this season unless Igor Thiago somehow manages to score 6 goals. Or 5 and go joint, but... Corner to Villa. 87 minutes played, 2-1. Corner comes in, Watkins heads it over, goal kick. Everton haven't even had a shot in the second half, bro. It's so over. It's so over. Lewis. He's brought down. But now it's Nico G. Out wide to Vardiol, who helps it on to Ain't Nori. Rayan Ain't Nori to come forward for City. Goes around Cash. Still goes around Cash. He was blocked off by Doku. Then he gets to the edge of the box and Shirky's dispossessed. The ball can go forward to Watkins, who knocks it back to John McGinn, who's not stopped running since he's come on the pitch. He's got Bailey ahead of him, but chooses to motor forward by himself and knocks the ball off the pitch. Free kick to City. Shirky, Savinio, Lewis, Nico G, Kovacic, Shirky. Now down to Savinio, who whips it across and it's just behind Foden, and Leon Bailey's the one that can retrieve it. He's tackled by Ain't Nori. Now it's Vardiol, forward to Doku. Now it's Jeremy Doku. Still Doku. Side to Kovacic. Now it's Foden. Phil Foden! 2-2! Phil Foden! The final goal under Pep to be scored by Phil Foden. I don't even care if it's an equaliser. Come on, Phil. Is he onside? I do believe he was onside. Doku. Back to Kovacic, who plays it to Fu, who does look just about onside. It looks like Mings has played him on. Maybe his bum's offside. Potentially, who knows. It's a good finish as well by Phil. 2-2. That's my boy, Phil. That's my boy. Is going to VR review. Is it going to be chalked off? Yeah, Everton, man. This is dark stuff. What am I seeing, man? Goal chalked off, offside. Still 2-1 to Villa. Still 2-1 to Villa. Yeah, he's literally just offside. His bum's played him offside. Like, literally just. Nico G. Out to Rico Lewis. Hits it forward for Savinho. It's intercepted by Matson. Now it's Buendia. 10 minutes of added time. 10 minutes. Now we've got Ian Matson and he's offside. Free kick to City. Of course there's going to be 10 minutes. We had 2 standing ovations and Guard of Honours. Come on, Everton, man. Foden. Kovacic wins it back. Now Vardio. Now ain't Nori. Still ain't Nori. Shirky. Rico. Savinho. Rico. And the ball goes out of play. Goal kick, I do believe. Was that a corner? No, it's goal kick. Out throwing. Yeah, Spurs are winning. Fuck's sake, man. Everton, what is this? Five minutes left here at the Etihad. Still 2-1 to Villa, and I think this is how it's going to end, unfortunately. I think it's going to be a sad end to our season. Ending it on a loss. Which isn't ideal, is it? Vardio. Now ain't Nori. Nico G. Shirky. Plays it down the line to Savinho and it's cleared by Pau Torres. We are not getting the Spurs goal, ladies and gentlemen. Not the Spurs goal. We're not getting the Everton goal, ladies and gentlemen. We are not. How sad. How sad. Doku. He goes to play at the field. It's intercepted by Mings. McGinn now on the ball. Goes out wide to Watkins. Just going to keep it in play, I think. Yep. Yeah, West Ham win 3-0, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Because it does look like Spurs are going to win. Unfortunately. Foden. Kovacic. 9 minutes to be added on at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for potential 2 Everton goals is what we need. Because we've only got 3 minutes left of added time here at the Etihad, but Villa still lead 2-1. Nico G. Kovacic. Oh, to Doku. Go on, let's at least get an equaliser, lads. Doku. Still Doku. Deflected. Then cleared by no, it went back to the keeper by McGinn. And yeah, it looks like Villa are going to have that nice and wrapped up back there. Nico G. Savinho. Lewis. Sure, and that Madison's going to get there first. Foden, Shirky, Nico G, Shirky, Foden, still Foden, still Foden, that's Doku, across, and yeah, it's cleared by Mings. Shirky, Nico G, Savinho, Kovacic, blocked, Doku, Kovacic. Big up Isaac in the chat, man. How's it going? This is a dark day. Dark day. Shirky still. Oh. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It's not good. Is that a corner? One last corner to be taken for City under Pep Guardiola. Unfortunately, it looks like his era will be ending on a loss. Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure to be here every I'd say every week, every other week really. We will be back next season under Maresca. Don't worry, the next season we'll be here nonetheless. But there it is. Pep's time as City manager is about to be drawn to a close. 2-1 loss to Villa. And there we have it. The game's done. Villa 2, City 1. And Pep Guardiola's time as Manchester City manager. Oh, is the game not over? I thought he just blew his whistle. Is the game still going? Sorry, my bad. That was a bit premature. The game's still going. I thought he blew his whistle. Now the whistle's been blown. So now Pep Guardiola's time as Manchester City manager has come to an end. The season has come to an end. And it hasn't been the season we've hoped for in the Premier League. And it hasn't been the final game we've hoped for in the Premier League as we lose 2-1 to Villa. But one era we've had under Pep Guardiola, man. And I'm glad to have experienced it all. So if you enjoyed today's stream, please do like the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we will be back next season for Manchester City watch-alongs. But yeah. There it is.